Also for you at home, you can go to NJRevolutionRadio.com.
No, we're out of time. What?
So again, you can go to www.njrevolutionradio.com, make a donation, become a monthly sustainer. You can go to onepeoplesproject.com and help them out there, as well as you can make a donation tonight, buy a mug. So whatever you can do here, you can also do online. We appreciate the support. And now, tonight, we are going to greet our comrade, Henry Hank Green from Atlantic City, everybody. And of course, my partner Heather is going to sit and do some audio, but we are going to do a show we normally call What the Fuck is Going On with Pat and Brian. Pat had to work tonight and serve his capitalist masters, so we bring a great substitute in here, Henry Hank Green. Henry, how are you doing tonight, man? Thanks for coming down.
I'm all right, Brian. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm
good,
proud to be here with Radio Revolution, with you and Heather.
Yeah.
And, we're sort of like a team already, so, I'm just trying to get prepped for more of this activity of togetherness.
That's true.
Yes,
That's true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're glad to have you on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell for those in our audience who may not know Henry, or what are you about, man? What are you from? I know you do a radio show yourself, don't sometimes?
I do a radio show myself in Atlantic City, W1D Radio, 1400 AM. It's a conservative talk show. It's a conservative station.
What?
A conservative station. Two brothers
Are
on
you
the
lost?
show. I don't know. I truthfully, I get a great response from a conservative audience. It gives me an opportunity to talk to individuals that may have a different perspective a lot of times of African Americans and things like that, or different situations. And I think we get a chance to teach and educate and show people that other than maybe their perceptions or conspiracy theories, like we was talking about earlier, that things people are different, much different than that. You can't put all the crayons and colors and everything in one box. Everybody's different. And you got to give people a chance, and everyone's not the same.
You use that word educate, and I think that's very important. You've educated me. And I've told the story quite a bit that, I grew up in an all-white town. I grew up in a very homogenous area, and my first exposure to people of other cultures wasn't until I was about 18, 19 years old, and I'd gotten into the military. And I've been trying, especially over the last few years as I got politically involved and started getting politically educated on the left, is trying to get that racism out of me. And we hear that a lot, that you have to work on. Racism isn't, no pun intended, a black or white issue. There's degrees of it, right? You can have the obvious bonehead Nazi racist that's dumbass walking around with it's okay to be white, but there's also that subtle racism that I think is in all of us, and I know it's in me. At our last show up in Montclair, I forgot what I said, but you called out right away. You said, that's your privilege talking. You said that's your privilege talking, and that educated me. But it took me some time to get there. It did, and I think most white people and most of my white counterparts act defensively when something like that happens.
Well, I think that we all are miseducated. You were miseducated with the education that you was given, and I was given the same miseducation about the history because of who wrote the books and who's in charge. Who wrote the book and who's in charge, and who, like we were talking about earlier, who actually run this country, who's really in charge of the narrative of the history books and the news and all the other things like that at the end of the day. And so if the person in power is going to paint a pretty picture of himself and his people or whatever it is, it's just a natural thing, I think. In some ways, and over history, you can see in Egypt and different places like that, when the different rulers came in, they smashed the other temples of the other and tried to erase them from history and things like that. And that's what's happened in America, where the people who were in charge and had the power basically put their spin on everything. And everyone grew up with that message and narrative of these different things of ways, the subtle racism,
that's true.
And things like that. And what we do on the Kevin Hall Show program is try to knock some of those stereotypes and theories way, just by bringing different people that actually in the community doing things and showing that we're just not sitting by and letting these things happen. We do have smart people, intelligent people that are doing different things, and just exposing it to people that may not have thought in that way.
How long has this radio program been going on?
We've been doing it for like 7 years now.
Wow. And have you seen progress? Have you felt that you've had an impact?
I've seen a lot of progress. I guess I'm naive to, for me, I don't take that notoriety really like that. You know, when people come and tell me, oh, you're doing a great job, you know, and I'm just trying to be humble with it. It feels good. It really does feel good to me when people tell me that. Yeah. But I'm not the person that's not going to necessarily show that or really go overboard when you're doing that.
You're a humble dude, and you're a great dude. So we appreciate it. So this sounds like a serious interview, but this show is called What the Fuck, and it's not supposed to be that serious. So Henry, I gotta ask you. The mayor is beating people up in a parking lot. You got, it was supposed to have, we were supposed to get rid of an emergency manager. The governor just brought in a new emergency manager. Happened to be a dude that ran against him. Henry, what the fuck is going on in Atlantic City, man?
I mean, I think that I got to give full disclosure. I ran against him with the Green Party against the mayor of Atlantic City for that mayorship. Yes, I did, and I thought that I was the better candidate for the job.
You really
and that I would be able to represent the city in the fashion that the way that the city ought to be been represented. But he got a fair opportunity to, the governor and everything. I think he had a lot of stuff going on already from the beginning of from the time the election was over and he won. The next day, they was all talking about missing money and different things like that. So there was a lot going on. There was a whole lot going on from the beginning.
And of course, all corrupt politicians are Republicans. He's a Republican, right?
No, he's a Democrat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is a Democrat, man. The Democrats, like you said, the sister said earlier, in this area definitely that I know of in South Jersey are corrupt. Most of them are not good to vote for. I wouldn't vote for any of the Democrats locally in my area either. I don't have any faith in any Democrats that I've seen. I think most of them are more corrupt than even the Republicans that I've seen in the state, actually, in my personal belief. And I believe that the Democrats have done the most destruction in my community to my people itself. And most of the ones are African Americans that are African Americans that claim to be Democrats and supposed to be standing up and supporting us and fighting for us and bringing things and goods to us. And really, they've been lining their own pockets, and it ain't even been lining their own pockets. They've just been getting good pats on the back and things like that. They're not even getting nothing out of it. So, at the end of the day, they're just doing it for a coke and a smile, and they're smiling, for nothing. And they're doing, so someone can like them, so they think that they're going to move them to this spot, or they can get this, or they can get that, and really they get nothing at the end of the day. And usually, those are the same ones that when they're mad at them, when they're done with them, just like in the situation with the current mayor. Then they come for you. They coming for you.
Why is he getting into fistfights in the parking lot of a casino in the middle of the fucking night? What the fuck, man? Really?
That's his nature.
Do you know the story behind this?
It's
his nature?
It's his nature.
Does this dude regularly get into fights in the parking lot?
This dude is a tough cat.
Is that how you become mayor of Atlantic City?
I don't know.
I kind of like the system a little better than the democracy that we currently have.
Yeah, he's a tough cat, man. He ain't taking no slack from nobody, that's for sure.
So we got Vida. Vida, come on up. Come on, give me a microphone.
Yeah. She talked about Norcross. Norcross right now is getting insurance money from CRETA that's supposed to be coming to the city of Atlantic City, and he's getting all this. He got the insurance for that. And then they got an open-ended amount of money that he's supposed to get. No one knows what he's getting.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, at least your man's fighting in the parking lot. Our man got caught in the parking lot with his pants down. Oh yeah. It's public information. Frank Moran. Yeah, our current mayor.
He got and so how come?
They said feet was flying everywhere.
What the fuck is going on
with mayors?
As it's in South Jersey, we going buck wild, or we just bucking down here? What's going on? There's a lot of bucking going on down here in South Jersey. A lot of bucking.
Those two should get together at a conference. That'd be a hell of a fucking party.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that it has a lot to do with Atlantic City and Camden both being screwed.
Yeah.
So they got that both in common.
That is true. They both get screwed all the time, and it seems South Jersey in general gets screwed. What do you see as solutions here? I mean, honestly, we've seen this emergency matter been in power for like 3 or 4 years now.
The solution is education. Yeah. Education. We have to take responsibility for ourselves within our community and understanding who we're voting for. And most people just vote for friends or somebody that they know, or people are just so fed up with the way that things have been that they don't think it's worth their vote to go out and their time to go out and make that vote, because no matter who they put in those offices, that they usually betray us. They don't do the work that they're supposed to be doing. And no one has been credible and trustworthy. So now that a brother like me come along who wants to be that trustworthy person, no one's going to trust me.
Yeah.
They didn't trust me this time. You know what I mean? You know, because they trusted in believing in the Democratic line, where all you do is vote straight down the line. That's the major thing that they do. Whoever gets the line, it doesn't matter if they know who that mayor is or not. They know that most people in our community vote straight down the line. You know what I mean? From the governor or the president or whoever's running that election right things down the line. So they get elected by being on the line, not because of the substance of what they bring to the table or what the information or the knowledge that they bring to the people, that what they're going to do or how they're going to change things. They talk about none of these things. So, and say this again.
It's the seniors.
And the seniors and females, women, old black women. Those are the most ones. They were running around talking about Hillary, like Hillary did something great for African Americans. Except her and her husband are responsible for locking up while they're all in jail right now for crack cocaine and everything else. But we don't know that in the community because we don't talk about those things, and we're talking about empire, and we're talking about R. Kelly right now, and we're talking about, all of that type of stuff versus the substance and things with our children in our community. The fact that within the power in Atlantic City, we have African American people in charge of the school board and a city council and the mayor. They actually run the city and have the power in the city, but do nothing with their control and power to change things for African Americans with that power. They're waiting for some white dude to come show up and tell them what to do.
Well, he on his way.
Well, thanks. Hey, Henry, I really appreciate you being here.
He on his way.
We have time, of course, and this is the part where there's uncomfortable silence while I wait for somebody to be the first volunteer and come up here and talk. And here we go.
Who's the first one?
Who hasn't watched
Oh,
the
no, that's the uncomfortable silence. We take... Please, we have a few minutes here, audience, if you want to come up and just ask what the fuck is going on someplace in New Jersey. I know there's a lot going on. We have to ask questions, and Henry has all the answers.
Marijuana? Oh.
Marijuana? Oh, yeah, I have some.
usually the
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I want to ask something. What the fuck is going on with Lumberton talking about slavery is by choice?
What?
Yeah.
Who the hell was that?
I don't know.
Who was
said
the
that.
administrator that allowed that to go into school and should be fired?
I don't know who said that.
Heather, I
Hold
think,
up.
knows something about that.
First of all, black people in this country wasn't slaves.
Oh,
We
you're
was
talking about,
political prisoners.
Vintner.
We were political prisoners that were not compensated for over 400 years of free work. This country was built on the backs of us. Free. Every damn thing was free. We didn't get paid. So who volunteers for that? Whoever the administrator is, run her out of your town.
Absolutely.
Run her out.
And what they don't know is that, everyone got a tax break on welfare when they came to this country. They got free land, they got free farmlands, they got free animals. Everyone got something free initially in this country, and then they want to turn around and tell everybody else, well, we pulled ourselves up by our own bootstraps. No, everyone started out with something but slaves.
What, I gotta ask Heather, I bring Heather in, what the fuck is going on in schools down in South Jersey?
I have no idea, but we need to do stuff about them. Like, don't ask me for solutions, but my solution is to go yell at people.
No,
and that's what I intend to do.
Parents need to get more involved. You know what I mean? We have to hold us accountable at the end of the day. I'm not, when I'm angry at us, not being involved, not going to school meetings, not standing up and finding out what's going on and talking to your kid and know what's going on. So at least the young lady who had a problem in the school in Vintner has conversations with her child to relate to them, to understand what's happening, to say, oh no, that's not acceptable. A lot of us don't have those conversations with our kids. We don't talk with our kids. We don't interact with our kids. We just push them and push them and pull them and, push them that way, push them to that event, push them to that event. At the same time, we're not interacting, having a conversation, and we're not being parents at the end of the day. Stop trying to be your damn kids' friends.
There you go. Thank you very much. You got another one. Leah, what do you want to ask about?
All right. I want to know what the fuck is going on in Buna High School. They're still canceling matches for the hair coverings.
Just 2 days ago.
Is this
I
for
think.
real?
Yes.
We just had more conversations.
This was national all over every fucking newspaper in the goddamn planet, and they did it again.
New Jersey, man. This is Jersey, man.
One of the racist states in the nation.
This is Jersey.
The most racist state.
We could be. I mean, we the most segregated by housing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Everybody, if you look at housing where everyone lives at and everyone's schools, you can tell we're more segregated than the South. We have, probably ever been.
It is true.
We in the Green Book.
Yeah.
Don't go through that school.
Some of you may be familiar with Lark Lowe here on New Jersey Revolution Radio. She comes from California. She's been all over the country organizing. Yeah. And she says this, she's been through Mississippi, and she said, my God, I thought I was in Mississippi when I came to New Jersey. It's worse. And I think we in New Jersey and in New York, and we think of ourselves as these liberals and successful, and we're above that, but we don't see it right in our own state.
I had that conversation with her, the
It's
same
crazy.
conversation, and she was saying how, in California is different. It's like, in New Jersey, she's saying you can just walk outside and the police will just jump on you and lock you up for whatever it is. And she's saying it's just different in other places where some of the stuff that happens here and how it happens and how the laws are constructed, that it just doesn't happen like that everywhere.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that whole controversy up there. I mean, but I think that it is the height of privilege to look around and see and ignore it and pretend like it's other people's problems. And I do, and I know we beat up on the Democratic Party quite a bit here. I'm going to continue that. But I think because we're a state that always elects Democrats primarily in these leadership roles, we think we're good and we're not racist because we elect Democrats. So how the hell can we be racist? And that is cover for some extraordinarily racist.
I should be rich
actions
right now because I'm worth a lot of money in many ways to the state of New Jersey. They can get me on so many ways that they can make money off of me. That they wouldn't dare try to make money off of you. That they wouldn't make off of me. I mean, they can make channel. To be in my shoes in this country is different. It really is different from anything else. Really. And the only person that has it worse than me is a black woman.
Yeah. I will say, we do.
Twice as much as hard.
Yeah. We are running short on time. We could talk about this all night. I will say, especially I know we're in a room of comrades and politically educated people, but there are people watching home for white people. Is you got to lower that defensiveness, and you got to understand when a guy like Henry or somebody of color says, that's your privilege talking. If you start to get angry at that, you got to take a minute, take a deep breath, and listen to him. Because just sitting here with you tonight, Henry, listening to you, Vida, and shutting the fuck up for a minute and listening to people of color and their experience will teach you so many things. And I think one of the first things is that y'all are different people. Y'all have different views on things. There isn't this box that black people go into.
Right.
And I think that's to start to get out of your racist mindset. That's one of the things you guys do is you just got to shut up. You got to stop being angry and understand that their anger is just your anger at the way you're being treated in your communities is justified and it needs to be listened to. A lot of racists just think that I wouldn't be so racist if you explained it to me nicer.
Right.
Shut the fuck up and listen to that anger and hear that anger and it's not directed at you as a person just because you're white. It's directed at a system that has oppressed people of color, women, indigenous peoples, all kinds of people. And as a white dude, I won the privilege lottery. I just did. And it's not my fault. It don't make me a bad person, but because I won that privilege lottery and I'm a white male in a country designed and built for white males, I've been conditioned.
You know what's
I've been
crazy?
conditioned to get used to that. And
What's crazy about privilege right now? I think our kids, even our kids, black kids, have a privileged mentality now. Themselves. Because we as black parents don't want our kids to grow up and go through the hardships and the things that we've done. So we're overprotective and overdoing things that when we had to go through a certain situation and thing, a lot of, we cater to our kids in a way and baby them and cuddle them to an extreme. So now the kids they don't know we don't make them do hard work. We don't give them tasks. They haven't necessarily been through what I've been through. Yeah. They get to know about these evils in society once they get 18, 19, really. They just start, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different for them and they start seeing it different. Like, hey, I went to the job today and, everybody started acting funny. I don't know what was going on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going to see a whole much more of that.
It's a good sign when people of color are able to be as lazy as white men. That's great. I dream of a world where everybody can be as lazy as me and still be successful. It's going to be a great thing. Henry, thanks a lot for coming on, man. We really do appreciate it. Everybody, we're going to hang out for a few more minutes. You have a chance to sign up, make a donation, buy a mug. Heather, would you like to close out with anything before we go?
Well, I just wanted to what the fuck? You're double fisting microphones over there?
I am.
Double scoop.
He's pissed off if you got two microphones to yell at.
and a bullhorn.
I
But
appreciate
really,
it.
thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. We are nothing without you, and we really appreciate you so much. Give yourselves a
Right. Theme music.
Welcome
Theme-
back,
oh,
Carter.
the
We have to
theme-
close out with the
We have to
theme
close
music.
out with the.
I can put on the radio voice and talk over the music like this.
Welcome back, Carter.
There we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on New Jersey Revolution Radio tonight. www.NJ Revolution Radio. Our friend here, Henry Hank Hill, is on the Kevin Hall program. When's the Kevin Hall program on?
Friday nights.
Friday nights,
Right
8
now.
to 10.
WONDradio.com.
WONDradio.com. Big round of applause for all of our panelists tonight. Everybody here at home watching. Thanks a lot. We will be back next Wednesday with NJRR Live, and I'm sure we'll hit another coffee shop in the near future. Good night, everybody.
And Henry's going to be on Wine, Women, and Revolution on Monday. Don't forget that.